Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
July 11, 2020, the Stupid Is as Stupid Does edition. We begin with a story from the Wall Street Journal. Starbucks is going to require customers to wear masks. This new requirement will cover some 8,900 U.S. locations from next week going forward. If customers do not want to wear masks, they can still use the drive-through, but it's interesting that Starbucks has taken this step to protect its employees and its customers. For the COVIDiots out there, it's going to be interesting to see if they will attack Starbucks like they did when Starbucks banned guns and try to intimidate Starbucks into changing their policy. So kudos to Starbucks for doing so, and hopefully this will protect their employees. Amazon, in the Stupid Is as Stupid Does category, you have to really wonder about this, sent an email ordering its employees to delete TikTok from its phones. The same day, it rescinded that order, saying that the message was sent in error and there was no change in the company policy on TikTok. Why the memo went out, of course, is subject to lots of speculation. Obviously, President Trump has attacked all things owned that are Chinese, and the original reason given was the security of the phones. So if you have TikTok, you may have a ticking time bomb in your cell phone, according to the U.S. administration. But Amazon has now rescinded this order, and you have to really wonder what Amazon was thinking or how they could have made such a foobar. Next up, from the New York Times, the president of Goya Foods, the Hispanic-focused grocer, or food supplier, I should say, made one of the most idiotic statements when at the White House, saying that both his company and America were blessed to have President Trump as the president. Now, this is the president who has publicly attacked anyone with Latino heritage. He's publicly attacked Latino judges who are U.S. citizens. He's publicly attacked Latino immigrants as non-Americans. And here the president of Goya Foods is publicly blessing the president. Talk about stupid is as stupid does. And what happens? Well, now his company's under boycott from social media. Just went bonkers, and many congressmen sounded the alarm, starting with AOC, and former Housing Secretary Leon Castro praised a president who villainized the company's customers. Gee, I wonder how that happened. So in the Stupid Is as Stupid Does, you don't get any much more stupid than that. And finally, our last story is about Sutter Health, who had agreed to a $575 million settlement over price gouging, now wants some relief, of course, because of the coronavirus. Now, they've received several $100 million in federal aid, but it argues it needs more time to decide if it should try to abandon the settlement terms. So it's interesting that this healthcare service, which was found to have engaged in price gouging and admitted it's engaged in price gouging, now wants to get out of its settlement after having received literally hundreds of millions of dollars from the federal government. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Daily Compliance News, which is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. This month on the Compliance Live, I feature Scott Sullivan. Check it out.